Hi tech lovers, in this video I'm going to show you the top 5 best business laptops in 2022. Through extensive research and testing, I have put together a list of options that will meet the needs of different types of buyers. For more information, I have included links in the description box below. Now, number 5 on the list is LG Gram 17. The best laptop for work we've tested is the LG Gram 17 2022. It's a well-built ultra-portable laptop with long battery life. Its 17-inch screen is great for split-screen multitasking, and due to its larger size, there's enough room on the keyboard deck to include a numpad, which is handy for those working with lots of numbers. The keyboard feels great to type on for extended periods. The touchpad is large and responsive, and there are many ports for wired peripherals and external displays. The power button has a fingerprint sensor built in, meaning you can log in quickly. You can configure it with an Intel 11th Gen Core i3, i5, or i7 processor, up to 16 GB of RAM, and 2 TB of storage. The memory isn't user upgradable, so it's best to get more upfront if you tend to have lots of applications running simultaneously. Performance-wise, it's more than capable of handling productivity tasks like text formatting, web browsing, spreadsheets, and presentations. The keyboard gets a little hot under load, but the fans are quiet, so you don't have to worry about causing too much noise. If you prefer a more compact laptop, get the Dell XPS 13 2022. It's also an ultra-portable Windows laptop, but its smaller size makes it much more portable. While you don't get as much screen space for multitasking, and you lose the numpad, you're still getting a premium device with a comfortable keyboard, responsive touchpad, and enough battery life to get you through a typical workday. For something between 13 and 17-inch, you can check out the Dell XPS 15. Although we haven't tested it, it's a pretty safe choice as it's been around for some time, with only minor upgrades each year. It has a larger screen and more powerful H-series CPU options, Intel 11th or 12th Gen, for heavier workloads. NVIDIA discrete graphics is optional, so it depends on whether you need the extra graphical horsepower to do more intensive stuff like photo and video editing. Now, number 4 on the list is Apple MacBook Air 13. If you prefer working on macOS or want to give it a try, get the Apple MacBook Air 13 2022. The Apple MacBook Air 13 2022 is a premium ultra-portable laptop. It's Apple's entry-level laptop and the successor to the Apple MacBook Air 13 M1 2020. This 2022 model has many improvements over its predecessor, including a newer M2 SoC, system on chip, a slightly larger display, a redesigned chassis, a 1080p webcam, and the addition of the MagSafe charging port. It's available in 4 colors: Midnight, Starlight, Space Gray, and Silver. Our Apple MacBook Air 2022 is the base model with an 8-core GPU M2 SoC, 8 GB of memory, and 256 GB of storage. You can also get a model with a 10-core GPU M2 SoC, 8 GB of memory, and 512 GB of storage. Regardless of which model you choose, you can upgrade the memory to 16 GB or 24 GB and up to 2 TB of storage. Now, number 3 on the list is Lenovo Yoga 9i14. The Lenovo Yoga 9i14 2021 is a Windows 2-in-1 convertible laptop with a 360-degree hinge. It's very similar to its sibling, the Lenovo Yoga 7i14 2021. However, it has a few improvements to provide a better overall user experience, and it includes a stylus that you can dock into the laptop to charge. It has a compact and lightweight design that makes it very portable, and it feels well built and sturdy. Its battery lasts about 9 hours of light productivity, which is enough to get through a typical work or school day, but you may have to plug it in for a quick charge if you run more intensive applications. The display is sharp, the keyboard is comfortable to type on for extended periods, and the touchpad tracks well. However, the webcam's video quality is mediocre as the image looks soft and underexposed, and voices sound clear but hollow over the microphone. Its Intel Core i7-11195G7 is a fairly capable CPU that can handle light tasks like web browsing, text formatting, and spreadsheets, but it isn't ideal for heavy, sustained workloads as it throttles significantly. It also isn't suitable for graphically intensive tasks like video editing or gaming, as its integrated Iris Xe GPU isn't powerful enough. Our Lenovo Yoga 9i has an Intel Core i7-11195G7 CPU, integrated Intel Iris Xe graphics, 8 GB of memory, and 512 GB of storage. You can also configure the laptop with an Intel Core i5-1135G7, an i5-1155G7, and an i7-1185G7 CPU. The i5-1155G7 is faster than the i5-1135G7, but the performance difference is minimal and isn't noticeable in light productivity workloads. The same applies to the 2-core i7s, with the i7-1195G7 being only marginally faster. As for choosing between an i5 or i7, while the i7s are faster, the i5s likely throttled less under load. There are two color schemes, mica and shadow black. However, the shadow black model is slightly different in design and features, as it has a leather-clad lid, a haptic touchpad, and an ultrasonic fingerprint sensor. Now, number 2 on the list is Acer Swift 314. If you're looking for a more modest mid-range model, the Acer Swift 314 2022 is a great option. It's a sturdily built 14-inch Windows laptop with a battery that lasts nearly 14 hours of light use, which is more than enough to get through a typical workday. You can configure it with an Intel 11th Gen Core i5 or i7 CPU and up to 16 GB of memory and 512 GB of storage. The keyboard feels decent to type on, even though it's a little cramped, and the touchpad is on the smaller side but reasonably responsive. The display looks sharp and gives you just enough room for split-screen multitasking. However, it doesn't get very bright, which means glare might be an issue in well-lit environments or outdoors in broad daylight. Its port selection is great. You get 2 USB-As, 1 USB-C/Thunderbolt 4, a full-size HDMI, and a headphone jack. Unfortunately, the webcam's video quality is bad, as the image looks soft and underexposed, and the microphone sounds staticky. Now, last product on the list is Lenovo Ideapad 315. In the more affordable budget category, we recommend getting the Lenovo Ideapad 315 2021. It's very similar to the mid-range Lenovo Ideapad 515 2021 in design. However, it's available with AMD Ryzen 5000 series CPUs instead of Intel 11th Gen. The Ryzen processors are more than capable of handling most productivity tasks and provide a smooth desktop experience, and they're more power efficient, giving you slightly longer battery life. Of course, there are some compromises, as the keyboard can cause fatigue over an extended period, and the touchpad doesn't register some movements or gestures at times. The port selection includes a USB-C port, but it doesn't support video output or charging, so you'll have to rely on the HDMI port to connect an external display and use the proprietary power adapter to charge. The build quality is good even though there's a bit more plastic involved in the construction, and it's also thin and light. I hope you liked the video. See you guys next time.